What is up, guys? This is Pinzo back with another video today, and what I have for you guys is patch notes. These are the version 1.1 patch notes. This is the patch that goes live October the 8th. That's Tuesday after you guys are seeing this. And yeah, this is the patch with Skylar in it. This has the next meta original hero, which is pretty cool. So we're just gonna jump into it, see what we got. I mean, we know some of the things. They got teased it through the week. We're getting Skylar, we've seen her whole kit, and we're getting a couple new items. So let's see. Skylar. Yeah, they showed the hero trailer. You guys can go watch that. I'll just go through her items. Her passive is basically Malady. When she kills something, it explodes, right? That's minions, stuff like that. If it's a hero, the explosion damage and radius is ginormous. So keep that in mind. And then she has increased jump height. She has like Gaia Greaves at all time. Is another piece of her passive. Her primary, her Q. This is a plasma grenade. It's like a Decker ball. It bounces once, and then it'll hit something, and it'll latch onto it. It'll stick to it. It'll deal damage and stick to it, and then it'll explode after a short duration, and it slows. It's a pretty hefty slow. 60% is for 1 second. That's a huge slow. Let's see. She does have magic power scaling, but it's not a lot. It's only 50%. So that's not a lot. Her E, her flight. She can fly. She activates it. She thrusts upward. She goes into a little flight thing. While gliding, her move speed is increased. That's going to be a pain in the ass to try and track her down while she's in the air. During this time, dealing damage will cause her to fire a missile that does damage to the target. So you can see here when she auto attacks, a little missile comes out. Pretty cool. Okay. So her right click, which we're about to see, can only trigger it every 1 second. So just keep that in mind. This is her right click. Yes, it's an energy beam. It's yeah. It's got a lot of stuff going on here. So it augments her basic attack. So during this beam, you cannot use normal autos. This is your auto attack. Takedowns refresh the duration. It does burn mana while you do it. While it's active, she converts bonus attack speed into additional on-hit damage. And her basic attack fires at a fixed rate of 10 attacks per second. Each hit deals some damage per instance and applies on-hit effects at 12% effectiveness. Damn. Okay, that's pretty low. But it does apply on hits. And this is 12%, and it's 10 ticks per second. So per second, you can get 120% of your ticks, which isn't, if you have 200% attack speed, that's 2 autos per second, which would be 200%. So it's, it's still reduced no matter what, but there you go. Dealing damage to the same target within 1 second increases the damage dealt to them, stacking up to 20 times. That's 25%. That's pretty good. At max stacks, it deals additional damage equal to 18% of their physical armor. That's kind of crazy, actually. Passive basic attacks deal additional damage on hit. That seems like a little unnecessary passive to tack on there, but all right. She just does more damage. Okay. And then her ultimate is a big Kamihami. Well, sorry, I just blocked it out. You guys didn't see it at all. It's a big orb thingy. It's a spirit bomb. That's what I was looking for. Charge up the weapon before lobbing an orb of energy. The orb explodes upon hitting a hero or terrain. This is infinite range until it hits something, just by the way. Just keep that in mind. It does missing health damage. That's crazy. 25% of a target's missing HP. That is crazy. Base damage is pretty low, but 135% bonus physical power and 100% magic power. The rest of her magic scaling is not high, though. 6% per tick. That's 60% per second. That's not, like, crazy. It's not terrible. I'll definitely try her with a magic power build, just see what happens, but I think it'll probably be bad. Missing health damage is capped against non-heroes. Makes sense. Shadow's Eve. We're getting Halloween map and Halloween skins. Skylar gets an uncommon skin. Sick. Yeah, I thought this was a legendary. When we saw this in the trailer, in the Shadow's Eve trailer, it had animations, and I figured it was a legendary. So, Basho Lantern, this is a legendary skin. This one looks pretty sick. I'm curious what the voice lines sound like. I'm curious what all the animations are. We saw the thunk. When he throws the thunk, it's like a jack-o'-lantern face. That looks pretty cool. We'll have to see the rest of them. Reaver, Greystone, and Kira. These are pretty cool. These are rare skins. I mean, they're a little bit. I mean, they're rare skins. I was gonna say they're simple, but like they're rare skins, but they look nice. This one, I like this Kira skin. Bellica, uncommon witch skin, sick. Sparrow, face paint skin, also kind of cool. These are just. Oh, what? Oh, my bad. These are just Paragon classics, right? Now, the one that's missing is Chimera, which we saw in the trailer. So maybe is that Twitch drop, maybe? Is it in here at all? No, Kai's skin is not here. We're making adjustments to the platinum packages to better align them with the prices of skins in the game. Okay, that makes sense. So old, it was 600 plat for $6. Now it's 500 plat for $5. Which is technically a better deal. Well, I guess that's 100 plat per dollar still, right? 1,300 for $12 instead of 1,650 for $15, and then 25 instead of 28 for 22 instead of 25. So it's pretty much the same price per plat, but it's just like this is what a skin is worth, you know. So that makes sense. Let's see. Twitch drops. Okay, it is the Kai skin. It is I was gonna say we saw this in the trailer and it wasn't listed up here, so it's probably it is the Twitch drop. Shadow's Eve Twitch drops starting shortly after the update goes live. Watch any Pred streamer to get your hands on the spray, and then watch Predecessor Creator Guild streamers to get your hands on this. What is this? Spray, icon, and the skin. Obviously, you guys can watch me to get all the drops if you would like. Twitch.tv/Pinzo. I stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Console improvements. I'm just gonna kind of skip this. I don't play on console. Draft improvements. So yeah, draft improvements are sick. There's no more of that weird classes line or the classes tab that was super wonky. New voice line telling you what role you've been assigned. That's pretty cool. Extra prompts to reduce the amount of accidental mishaps. Okay. This has the little videos in the bottom right now to show the abilities instead of the descriptions. I think that's fine. Voiceover will tell you time's running out. Also kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, no more subclasses. That was a weird tab to have at all anyway. Affinity progress in the draft screen. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Okay, so you only have to click once now to click your role, and you'll be able to see player names. Bingo, bango, bongo, bro. They hit what was wrong. I'm not gonna lie. This was my biggest thing. You had to click twice, and you couldn't see the names of who clicked what role, and they fixed all of that. And they got rid of the classes tab. That's sick. That's actually they fixed a lot of shit for the draft screen. I like that. Post-match screen improvements. Okay. I like that. It highlights like least deaths, most kills, most damage. Okay. It highlights a bunch of stuff now. Yeah, it highlights the player who came out on top. This is taken from Deadlock. This is actually straight out of Deadlock, but I don't mind. I actually like it. Let's see. Other improvements. Chat readability, renamed item slots. Okay. Jump pad VFX. Avoiding jump pads and walking to their lane instead. Do people actually do that? What the hell? Okay. Let's see. New items. Let's get into some items. Who doesn't love new items? I love new items. Solaris. 3,100 gold, 45 power, 20 crit, 250 mana, and 15 haste. Those are pretty good stats. No attack speed. And then this is the spell blade. So upon casting an ability, Empower your next basic attack within 4 seconds to deal 50 plus 100% of your crit chance. Bonus physical damage on hit. So base stats on this are pretty competitive. You might be able to buy this on like Revenant. Probably you can buy this on Revenant. Again, with not having attack speed is going to hurt this on a lot of characters, but on carries, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I think this item's kind of going to suck because I just think Spellblades in this game, like, I just don't know why you would buy this on a carry. I just don't think a Spellblade is super good. Like, maybe you can buy this first item on Kira and you get a lot of lane pressure off of it because you would be really hard to box if this is your first item. But like that I don't know when else you would want it. Spectra 2900, kind of cheap. 45 attack speed. 45 attack speed. Oh my god. 15 haste. That's it. No power. Deal 30 physical damage on hit and reduce the cooldown of Prisma by 3 seconds, damaging an enemy hero with this effect 3 times within 3 seconds. Activates Prisma. Deal 20 plus 4 per level additional true damage and slow the target by 50%. Damage increases from 1 to 3 times based on target's missing health. 10-second cooldown. So let's see. So you're getting 30 damage on hit. Every time you hit someone, you reduce this cooldown. Damaging an enemy hero with this effect 3 times within 3 seconds activates Prisma. Okay. So you have to hit the same hero 3 times to get a 50%, a very short 50% slow, and bonus damage. But you can do this every 3 autos as long as you're hitting the same target. Okay. I don't know. Like, is this worth it? This has no power on it at all. It's not a crit item. Who are you going to buy this on? That's my question. Who do you buy this on? Grux? But like the base stats even for Grux aren't very good. I mean, haste isn't bad. I don't know. I'll have to see this in game and test this out a little bit. I'll have to see if how that feels. Entropy 3k, 60 power, 400 mana, 15 haste. Your abilities deal bonus damage on each hit. Ability triggers can only cast this or can only trigger this every 0.3 seconds. So it basically adds 3% magic scaling to every ability. Keep in mind every 0.3 seconds is like on tick abilities like gadget right click or gadget ultimate ticks every 0.5 seconds, right? And it has 10 ticks, so this could effectively add, if someone eats an entire gadget ultimate, this could add 30% magic scaling to your gadget ultimate. Or things like Morigesh passive will proc this, I'm assuming, because it procs items. So 3% extra scaling. It might be every other tick on Morigesh passive, but even then that's 4 ticks. So 2 ticks that adds 6% scaling to just your passive. This could be good on tick damage characters. I'm not sold. It's pretty low power to begin with. So if you're buying this, you're going to have Alkrod, because 400 mana with Alkrod is like 16 power, which turns this into 75, makes it competitive. It's pretty low power on its own, so that bonus damage is just like a little bit lower, but on maybe Gadget, this will be good. I'm not sure. I'll have to test it out. Overseer. This is the one that everyone's worried about. 3k, 80 power, 7 pen, okay, 8% lifesteal, so no mana, no HP, no haste, but your ultimate deals 15% increased damage and heals you for 25% of the damage dealt to heroes. So this is maybe actually a viable lifesteal item for mid laners. I've been testing Lifebinder a lot recently, and I think that item is terrible. So maybe now we have a real lifesteal item for mid laners. And it has pen, power. It's got decent amount of power. No mana, no HP. Does kind of hurt. No haste. But maybe you build this on Countess, probably. You can probably build this on Gideon, Gadget. Who else would you build this on? I mean, you could build this kind of on anybody. The base stats are pretty competitive, so I'll have to test. This is going to be a fun item to use for sure. I mean, that passive is kind of nuts, right? But this will be a fun item to use. Support Tainted Charm. So this is the AoE anti-heal item. Health, mana regen, haste, tenacity. Not terrible base stats, no defense, right? But mana regen, haste is pretty good, plus HP for a tank, or for a support, I guess, is pretty good. Enemy heroes within 550 units of you have their healing reduced and are slowed by 10%. So keep in mind, like this, because it doesn't have defense on it, are you going to be able to build this on actual tanks? Are you going to be able to get away with this on like Sevarog Steel? I think it'll be risky, but it's really cheap. Decent base stats. Again, 10 haste, 20 tenacity. Those are pretty good base stats to have on this, plus a decent amount of health. So this might be, you might be able to get away with this on bruisers, but we'll see. Void Conduit, 200 HP, 35 armor, 15 haste, 3 movement speed. Okay. While within 1,000 units of an enemy hero or an ally hero, you both gain 0.75% missing health and mana regeneration. So this item, I think maybe you probably buy this on Narbash. I don't think you're really going to buy this on a whole lot of other people. 0.75% missing health regeneration, like healing, is nothing. That will not do anything to your carry in duo lane. Late game, if you build this 3rd, 4th item when you're grouping up, if you have a tank off lane and a tank jungle, this can actually be okay, just because they have so much more health to work with. They probably have more health regen anyway. So there's that. It could be okay. Again, probably Narbash builds this. I'm not sure who else really wants this, but maybe it's better than I think it is. Removed Kingsbane. Okay, bye-bye Kingsbane. I mean, that item's kind of bad anyway, but bye-bye Kingsbane. Hero balance changes. Countess, Blade Siphon, her right click gets reduced base damage, increased scaling. This is to reduce the efficacy for items like Fire Blossom. It's just to make tank Countess a little bit worse. Crunch, his ultimate gets 5 healing increased. That's fine. Greystone, attack speed and growth increased. That's big for a character like Greystone. His Q gets the cooldown decreased again. This cooldown has been decreased many times. Slow on his E goes up. And his jump bonus physical power scaling increased by 15%. Keep in mind, his jump reduces the cooldown if you hit an enemy hero with it. So you can use this aggressively now, I guess. That's these are some big Greystone buffs. I don't know how much it'll help because this character is pretty bad, but those are big buffs. Grim, basic attack timer reduced, so that means that he attacks faster. Displacement Blast, his Q, increased scaling on physical and magical. Cool. Does a little more damage now. This character, if they buff this ability too much, like they didn't buff the base damage, so the early game poke will still be lower, but this character is scary if they buff his Q and give him a crazy amount of poke. Iggy, reduced HP. I hope these are all nerfs. Oil Spill, his E, gains a decent amount of increased scaling. Keep in mind, this ticks like 4 times guaranteed if they hit it once. So that's, what, 5% if you hit them with it, and then another 8% if they get lit on fire. It's not bad. Molotov, decreased base damage, increased scaling, increased projectile speed. No, projectile speed decreased. Gravity increased, so you can throw this less far. Max range reduced by 1,000 units is crazy. Okay, so you cannot lob this for miles anymore. And it does, well, base damage is a little lower. Scaling will make up for it, but you can't lob this miles anymore. But the buff to his E, that's actually pretty nice. This will make his wave clear still be good, even with reduced base damage. Iggy still probably going to be annoying. Chimera passive, let's see. Less healing level 1. But then at level 3, it's the same, and it's more healing late game. There you go. Kira, ultimate total damage increased. This ultimate is, it'll clear waves better now, okay? It'll clear waves better now. It does 80 more damage at level 16. It'll clear waves a little bit better. That's all you're using this for. This ultimate is not very good. Narbash, Thunk cooldown decreased late game by 1 second. Okay. Rampage can now use Pounce while jumping. Rampage can jump in the air. You can jump, and now you can jump again. That's so good. Good change. Obliterate damage decreased. Yeah, Revenant is seeing some nerfs. This character's been getting played a little bit, and he is very annoying to play against. So Richter's passive shield goes down, and his Q damage, his Q base damage also goes down late game. That's fine. I don't think this really changes the character at all. TBH. I think this is completely fine for little old Ricky. Sparrow, passive gets buffed. Okay, that's scary. And then her piercing shot, her snipe also goes down in cooldown. Anytime you buff Sparrow's passive, it can get a little bit spooky because of how much damage she already deals. Wraith, his stealth duration goes down. His snipe power goes down. Okay, nerfs to Wraith. Zinx, bad medicine, her explosion power goes down. Her ultimate gets less healing, 5% reduced regeneration when they get rezzed. Good nerfs to Zinx. They didn't nerf her damage that much, so she'll still be really annoying in lane, but hopefully that ultimate will be a little less frustrating if you're playing against a good Zinx player. Soulbearer, these are item changes. Soulbearer gets more move speed. Tempest gets less base damage, more scaling. Maybe it's more better on like bruiser builds now. Magical power scaling on this increased. So this is you get attack speed based on your magic power. So you'll get more attack speed based on your magic power now. Razorback duration decreased from 6 to 5 seconds. Good change. This item is nuts. War Boots gets some changes. So this is currently regenerate 10% of your HP. It will now be what is this? 12.5%. This lasts for 5 seconds. Could be okay. Still think this item's probably bad. Bonus health scaling increased. So Saphir's Mantle will do a tiny bit more damage now. Leaf Song, 2% more move speed. Sick. Ashbringer gets 5 more power. Still think that item is probably only worth it on meme builds. Lightning Hawk gets 5 power. Physical power scaling decreased from 30 to 25%. So little more straight up physical power, a little less damage on the Lightning Hawk proc on that slow. Minimum damage on Sky Splitter decreased to 12. That's good. It won't be as good against low health targets, right? Mid laners, carries, it'll be a little less good against. Omen, cooldown refund to 25%. Okay, maybe we see Omen come back. 25%'s a lot. Maybe Omen could come back. Megacosm, less damage, less power, and less damage. Okay, good. Get Megacosm out of here, bro. I do not want to build Mega every game as a mid laner. And then Fire Blossom, HP reduced by 25. And that's it. That's it. There's no more tank nerfs. Okay. That's interesting. I know that new items will shift this up quite a bit, but the Razorback nerf is good. I liked buffing the other ones as well, because Razorback right now is just like obviously the best all the time. Let's see. Megacosm nerfs are good. I like that. Fire Blossom nerf. It's not a lot, but it's nice. That's interesting that they're not nerfing damage on tank items, but it's okay. Let's see. Polar Strike Bellica is coming back. This is the Twitch drop skin from last time. It got disabled because you could not kill the drone. That will be fixed now. And then, yeah, if there's anything else in here, let me know. I'm not really going to read through all the bug fixes, but yeah, we get the new Halloween map, some decent changes. Balance changes aren't huge in here, but I think I don't know. I think it's fine. We're getting a bunch of new items, so to change up the balance of the game a whole lot would be a little wonky when you get new stuff. But patch looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. These changes to the draft screen are actually pretty nice. They're pretty nice. The draft screen everyone hated it. I think this will help a lot. So yeah, that's the patch. This patch comes out on Tuesday, October 8th, approximately at 4 a.m. I don't know what time zone this is. But there you go. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below about the patch. I will see if I can answer them for you. Hopefully, I'm not sure yet, but in the past, Ometa has let us play Skylar. Well, they've let us play the other Ometa originals early. Hopefully we get the same with Skylar. I haven't heard anything about it, but keep your eyes peeled Monday. See if you get some early Skylar gameplay. But that's all I've got for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. But as always, I've been Pinzo. This video's donezo. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.